Today I'm going to show you how to solve multiplication of polynomials using distributive properties. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to look at the term outside our parentheses. We're going to apply or multiply our term outside the parentheses to each and every term that's inside our parentheses. So I'm going to show you how I do it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply x times 2x. So I'm going to write that down, x times 2x. Now I'm going to multiply the x by my next term in the parentheses, which is 1, plus x times 1. That leaves us with 2x times x, which is 2x squared, plus x times 1, which is x. And that's how we multiply polynomials by distributive property. So the same thing applies when we have a constant on the outside of our parentheses. We're going to multiply it by every term on the inside of the parentheses. So I'm going to do 3 times x. So we have 3x plus 3 times 2, which is times 2, which equals 3x plus 3 times 2 gives me 6. And that's how we solve a very simple distributive property polynomial. Let's try something a little bit more challenging. Now we have 3 terms in our parentheses. But we still do the same thing. The method never changes. So we're going to multiply the term outside our parentheses, which is 2x squared, times 3x, 2x squared, times 3x squared. Then we're going to look at our next term, which is 2x squared times plus 2x squared times 5x. And then we're going to multiply the last term with my 2x squared. So I'm going to get 2x squared times 1. So we get 2 times 3 gives me 6. X squared times x squared gives me x to the power of 4. And then 2 times 5 gives me a plus 10. X squared times x gives me x cubed plus 2x squared times 1 gives me square. And that's how we solve. Okay, let's try to solve something a little bit more challenging. Let's look at this one. So once again, we're going to take one step at a time. Let's look at this side of the expression first. Once again, we just look at what we have on the outside of the parentheses. So we're going to do 5x times x squared. I'm going to write that down. 5x times x squared. Then we're going to do 5x times 4x. So we have plus 5x times 4x and 5x times negative 1. So I have plus 5x times negative 1. Okay. Then I'm going to look at this set of the expression. Now be careful, we have a negative on the outside, so we have to change all the signs on the inside of our parentheses when we remove our parentheses. So we're going to do 2x times 2x squared, x times x squared. There's a minus here, so I'm going to change it to plus 2x times x. And I'm going to make it a little bit neater here, so I've typed it out for you. And then finally, we're going to have 2x, negative 2x times 2. So we have minus 2x times 2. Let's simplify. So we have 5x times x squared, so that gives me 5x cubed plus 5 times 4 is 20. X times x gives me x squared plus, well, that's actually a plus times a minus, so we're left with a negative. If you're not sure how I got that, I have a little refresher on negative numbers. So we get negative 1 times 5 gives me a negative 5. And we're left with the x. And then we have our negative 2 times 2 is 4. X times x squared is x cubed plus 2x times x gives me 2x squared minus 2 times 2 is 4x. Now we have to simplify by collecting our like terms. As you can see, we have x cubed terms as well as x squared terms and x terms that we can collect together. So let's collect our x cubed terms, which is in pink. That's 5x cubed minus 4x cubed. That leaves me with just 5 minus 4 is 1, x cubed. Then we have 20x squared plus 2x squared. That gives me plus 22x squared and plus negative 5x minus 4x gives me negative 9x. So I'm actually going to change my plus to a minus because it's a negative 9. So I have negative 9. That's our final solution. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I offer tutoring services as well as notes, worksheets, and lessons online. Links down below. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you found this lesson helpful.